Sixth string. So I'm trying to save time here. I'm going to do a little bit of this video while I'm at work without my guitar. But I want to introduce the scale of the week lesson. So this week we're going to look at C major pentatonic, or major pentatonic in general, but I'm going to base it on C, and then you can take what I show you and move it around to other keys, and I'll show you how to do that at the end. So I've got a sheet here that has the names of the notes of the scale and some other stuff. If you go back, you'll already have seen it. Pause on that after I go through this, and you can see what I'm talking about. Basically, the notes of the C major pentatonic scale are C, D, E, G, and A, and then back to our octave C. And what I have written on the sheet there above the letters is the interval between each note. So from C to D is known as a major second. From D to E is also a major second. From E to G is a minor third. From G to A is a major second, and A to C is another minor third again, back to the octave. Now, what do I mean by major second and minor third, and what does that have to do with anything? Well, intervals are basically a measure of the distance between two different notes, measured in half steps and letter names. And it's kind of confusing. Let me explain. The letter name determines the number, where like second or third or fourth. So for instance, from C to F is a fourth, because we have C, D, E, and F are 4 letters. So C to F is a fourth. C to F sharp is also a fourth. There's still 4 letters, but it's a different type of fourth. Okay, so let me get into the qualifying factor, which is the half steps. How many half steps in between determines which quality of interval it is. And there's 5 qualities. You can have major, minor, augmented, diminished, and perfect. Perfect intervals are intervals that don't have a major or minor sound. They're very static the way they are. Very strong intervals. Like perfect fifth is a power chord. Most of you will be familiar with a power chord. That's what's known as a perfect fifth. It doesn't convey major or minor tonality. It's just root and fifth. It's very hollow but very strong sound. Major is a slightly larger interval than a minor. The diminished is smaller than minor, and augmented is larger than major. Does that make sense? So for instance, from C to D, that's 2 letters, C and D, so it's a second of some sort. Because there's 2 half steps in between C and D, C, then C sharp is 1, and D is 2. So we don't count the C's, where that's where we're starting at. So C sharp to D, that's 2 half steps. That's a major second. The minor second would be like C to D flat. So it's still 2 letters, C to D, but there's only 1 half step between C and D flat. Or if we were to say C sharp up to D, that would be a half step from C sharp to D. That would also be a minor second. So from E to G, we have 3 letters. We have E, F, and G, so it's some kind of third. But we have E to G natural is a minor third, whereas E to G sharp would be a major third. Now you might say, well, why not? What about E to G flat? Well, E to G flat is only truly a whole step, or 2 frets. It's the same as F sharp. G flat and F sharp are the same. So that would actually be considered, if you spelled it as a G flat, it would be considered a diminished third. Same as a major second. That's all confusing, I realize. So anyway, that all being said, 4 minutes into the video here, that's what's on top of the letters on that sheet. On the bottom of the letters is the actual measurement in whole steps, or in steps in general. So C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to G is actually a step and a half, or 3 half steps total. G to A is a whole step, and A to C, again, is a step and a half. Underneath all that, I have the chart of the fingering. Most of you will have seen that, but just in case you're not sure, the X over the line, which the lines are the lines, vertical lines are the strings, by the way. The X over that line means you're not going to play that string. A circle over the line means that string will be played open, and any dots on a line will usually have a number next to them. Those are where your fingers are going to go. So this scale is going to start on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. We read the strings from right to left, so the one on the far right as you're looking at it, that's your 1st string. Okay? So I'm going to save this for later. We'll finish it up with the guitar and show you how to do it. For now, that's it. Okay, so I'm finally home and can flesh this out on the guitar. So this is C major pentatonic in the open position in 1 octave. So we're going to start on the 5th string of the 3rd fret, which is C. Go to the 4th string open, D. 2nd fret of the 4th string is E. 3rd string open, G. 2nd fret, A. And 2nd fret of the 1st string, C. This is our whole scale, so I'm going to play it through and up and down. Now for a theory explanation of the scale, a theoretical analysis. So we're starting on C, and we're talking about whole steps and half steps and step and a half, or major thirds and minor thirds, all these terms. So what it translates to on the guitar is how many frets do we have to move. So a half step is 1 fret on the guitar. So from C up a half step we move 1 fret. We could call this either C sharp or D flat. They're the same note. It's called inharmonic spelling. And if we want to go a whole step, that would be 2 frets. So 1, 2. So from C to D, which is a whole step higher, we have 2 frets in between. So I'm going to explain the scale in terms of 1 string. We're going to just move up the 5th string so you can see how many frets we have to move up each time. And then I'm going to explain how that pertains to our open string shape that I've showed you. So you have C up a whole step to D, up another whole step to E. So we're going to go 2 frets from D now up to E. From E to G, as I explain on the sheet, is a step and a half, otherwise known as a minor third. That is 3 frets distance. So starting at the E, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 more. This is a G. This is the note G. So we're going to go back to C, D, up a whole step here, up a whole step to E, up a step and a half to G, up a whole step to A, and another step and a half, 3 frets, up to C. Okay, let me play the whole thing. C, D, E, G, A, C. Okay? Okay, so what I just showed you on the chart was the C major pentatonic in open position. It's an expanded form. It includes all of the notes beyond the 1 octave, both below and above. So the whole scale shape, we're going to still start on the C, but I'm going to go all the way up the shape until it gets to the highest note on the 1st string of the shape, and then all the way back down until it gets to the lowest note on the 6th string, and then back up to our root, which is C. So we're going to have C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G. Back down. E, D, C, A, G, E, D, C, A, G, E, G, A, C. Now, on the chart, the circled notes are the roots. Those are the C's, the octaves there. And that's what this scale is based upon. So one more time, I'll go a little bit faster. Okay, so the chart you just saw was for C major pentatonic in the 2nd position. And so that 2nd position refers to where your 1st finger is, which fret your 1st finger is on. If you're in 1st position, you're going to be using 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th frets mostly. 2nd position moves up to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So we're in 2nd position, but we're not going to start on the 2nd fret. We're actually going to start on the same note we started on here, C. But instead of playing with the 3rd finger, we're going to use the 2nd finger because we're in 2nd position. So each finger gets a fret in positions, typically. So here we go. We're going to have C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, G, E, C. So a little faster. Now, you might ask, why are we starting with the second finger? Why don't we just start with the first finger and move around like this? Well, you can. That wouldn't be wrong. But the truth is, this is a pretty big stretch up in this position, second position. This is a pretty big stretch. Also, if you don't use your pinky much, now's the time to start, because you should really have facility of all 4 fingers when you play guitar. So this is a great exercise in using the two most, the pair of fingers that's relatively uncommon is 2-4. People try to avoid that because it feels awkward.
Magic fingers.
So anyway, so that's that for the second position. Next we're going to move to 5th position.